Hello everybody, my name is Jordi van der Lem and welcome to my devlog about gun customization. In this devlog I'm going to talk about what the game is and how I made the gun customization from this game. Now let's dive right into the game. This game is a roguelike first-person VR shooter which is set in a underground cave. The player must battle through the cave system to get to the end and find the balls. While battling enemies, the player can receive attachments for the gun. This will make the gun more powerful with each attachment that is put on. When I first began with the project, I got the task of making a gun that would suit our roguelike game aspect. I looked at some other games like Doom. In Doom 2016, you could switch weapon mods. I saw this and I thought that would be a great thing for our game. But I wanted to make it unique. So instead of giving different weapon mods, I decided to make one weapon where you can mod the whole weapon into a new weapon. Now that I had a goal in mind, I went to work on it. First, I decided what different type of guns I wanted, and after some thinking, I came up with four weapons: the grenade launcher, the shotgun, the minigun, and the sniper. I wanted to get the feeling that you could match all sorts of attachments to make the gun that best fits your playstyle. If you wanted to go for crowd control, or maybe slow and steady, it's all up to you. With this in mind, I started to make the beginning of the gun. Now that you have seen the visual aspect of the gun customization, I'm going to talk about the technical side and take you through all the scripts that make up this feature. First, I started to think what a gun needed to fire. A gun has accuracy, here displayed as spread, because some guns are more accurate than others, like a shotgun or a sniper. Also, the second thing is the amount of bullets, because some guns shoot more bullets than others. Again, like the shotgun, who shoots more than one pellet, and a sniper who only shoots one bullet. To kill enemies, you also obviously need damage, so I added that in as well. But in real life, some bullets go further than others. So that's why I added bullet time. This is the time a bullet can be in the game before removing itself. This helps with converting the feeling of being close range or having more range. As an added bonus, it also helps with reducing lag. Last but not least, we have bullet speed. Bullet speed, well, it decides how fast a bullet goes through the air. Now that I had all my variables that would impact the gun, I went and worked on how I can make attachments and add these or values or remove these values. First, I made a script that added the same values on every attachment. These values would be put in a list, the stats list, for easier accessibility later on. These values here could be modified, especially for each attachment. So a barrel would decrease the spread, while a sight would help with the bullet speed. For even more customization, you could also make it set specific. So a sniper barrel would decrease the spread to almost zero, while a grenade launcher barrel would decrease it by just a bit. Now that the attachments also have stats to impact the gun, it is time to connect the gun and the attachments together through a new script that is called socket check. Here in the socket check script, you can see a few functions here, a few functions. The first function is called canHover and checks if the attachment or any VR interactable that hovers near the radius of the socket is able to show that it is hovering. The second function canSelect is almost the same, but it checks if it can be attached or selected. And then we're gonna move on to the third one. The third one is kind of the same, but it checks the tag of the attachment, and if it matches the tag that is put in the socket itself. And this function is also used in the canSelect and canHover to see if the attachment is on the right socket or not. Then the next two functions are a bit more complicated. OnSelectExit looks if a interactable leaves the area. If so, the socket changes its value of attached to 1. This indicates that a interactable that was previously there has left. This is later used in the pistol script. Also, the interactable scale will be divided by the present scale of the preset scale of the socket. So here you have a scale size and it will be divided by that scale size. After this, it will reset the attachment so that there is no reference to the attachment anymore. On select entering does pretty much the same, but the other way around. It says that something is attached and then it multiplies the scale of that interactable by the preset scale size. Then lastly, it sets the reference of that attachment to the interactable that is selected. Now that we know what stats the gun needs and when attachments are connected to the gun, it is time to take the stats from the attachment and apply them to the gun. First, I started with a list where all the values would be stored. This list is called all stats because it encompasses all the stats that the gun has. I also made a list of lists. In that list, all the other lists of the attachment will be stored. To see a list within lists in the inspector, I needed to make a new class and I named it attachment because it has all the information a attachment has. In this class, I make a list where the attachment stats can be stored if they are first attached. Now the actual stat swap between the attachment and the gun happens. In this for loop goes through every child of the list of lists and applies everything that is stated in the for loop. Now let's have a look what is actually stated there. First, it checks if the child on the place I has something attached in his socket check. So that's the 0 if it's attached. If something is attached, it sets the current add-on the script is working on to that add-on, that attachment that is in the socket check. After that, it updates the list on place I to the stat list that is currently on that add-on that it's working on. And after that, it updates all the lists that is in all stats. So all the stat list all stats will be updated with the new stats that just came in from that attachment. There are also some special things here, like if I is 1 and if I is 1, that means that it's a barrel or well, it looks for something that has the script shoot point scanner on it. And if it does, which only barrels have, then the current shoot point from the pistol will be set to the current shoot point of that barrel. And the same applies here if I equals 2, and then it gets the ammo type if the script is not null. So if the script is there, that means that it's a magazine because only magazines use ammo types. And after these two special if statements, it resets the socket check, so the attached will be 2, so that it doesn't just repeat and repeat this process and adds an infinite amount of well, stats to the gun. After that, the current ammo that we just got from the magazine, if there is a magazine at all, will be getting the stats from the all stat list. Here you can think of speed, the time that the bullet can fly, and the damage that it does. Well, if the here we check if something entered the socket check, well, if it attached, and here if it doesn't attach, then it must mean that it was removed. So here we do the exact same thing, only the opposite. So here we remove everything from the all stat list that the attachment just had. So it takes something from the list and the all stats got removed from it. Then we reset the barrel if it's a barrel that got removed. That is indicated with the I is 1. Then the current shoot point will be the shoot point of the gun itself. And the muzzle flashes will also be reset. And if it's a magazine, then the current ammo type will be reset so that the bullets don't keep the same stats as they had when leaving, because you can add stats to the ammo as we just saw here. And then the current ammo is changed to bullet, which is the normal bullet the pistol fires. And after that, we also set the attached from the socket check to 2, so it doesn't keep removing the stats from the gun and basically going into negative damage. And here the current ammo is also updated with the new stats. Now that we know when something is attached and that the values are updated to the new stats that all the attachments have, it's time to fire the gun. So here I made a shoot function. In this shoot function, we play a sound using fmod. That's something for another video. But we instantiate a new bullet from the current ammo, and we shoot it from the current shoot point we got from the attachment or the gun itself. And we apply also a random rotation for the spread. So the bullet gets a push forward, but here the rotation is set, so forward will be a different direction for each bullet. And after shooting, the muzzle flash will also be played, and the bullet is fired with all the stats from the from the attachments combined. Last but not least, we also have special functions like if it's a minigun set, a grenade set, a shotgun set, or a sniper set. Currently, we only have the minigun set, and that is represented with the full auto boolean. So here, if you look at the shoot function, if all stats dot list and then the fifth place, that is the minigun slot, is greater than 2, each attachments add 1 to the value of the minigun, then it will switch to full auto. And in the update, if full auto is on, then it will always shoot a bullet. So that means that every frame a bullet will be shot because you have the special set bonus called full auto or the minigun set bonus. This was my devlog about gun customization. At last, I want to thank you all for watching and listening, and I hope you are as excited as me to play this game when it's ready. Have a good day.